dákẹ́ ẹnu ẹ̀. Má tún jẹ́ kí n gbọ́ kó dárúkọ lóbùtù nínú ilé yìí mọ́. Ọmọ nǹkan tó jẹ́ lóbùtù, má fi ẹnu ẹ̀ pè mọ́ láéláé. Sórí tí egbò bá wà, ká tiẹ̀ sọ pé òun náà ló fà. Èmi náà ò dẹ̀ fẹ́ sọ, ṣùgbọ́n àfi kí n sọ fẹ́ǹsìn lóbùtù. Má pè mọ́ o. Tó bá ti ń sọ pé lóbùtù, ó máa wá sí ìmúṣẹ ni. Ṣùgbọ́n tó bá ní ẹni yẹn kàn légbò ni, àṣégbò ni, egbò ni. Pé lóbùtù mọ́ nínú ilé yìí o. O mọ̀ wípé téèyàn bá ti sọ, ó máa wá ṣàṣẹyìn. Èyàn ò dá àdẹ̀fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. So nítorí ẹ̀ là kí n sọ wípé kéèyàn fi ẹnu pe orúkọ yẹn. Kàn sọ pé ẹni yẹn légbò ni, ṣégbò ló ní, egbò náà ló ní. Má fi ẹnu ẹ pé lóbùtù mọ́ nínú ilé yìí o. Nǹkan tí kò dáa ni, ó dẹ̀ máa wá sí ìmúṣẹ. Ṣé o ti gbọ́? Táwọn ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀ gan bá ń sọ fún wọn pé egbò lásán lẹ́ni yẹn ni. Má bá wọn sọ mọ́ o. Ṣé o ti gbọ́? Mò ń kìlọ̀ fún ẹ báyìí o. O gbọ́dọ̀ tún sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́ o. Ṣé o ti gbọ́? Ṣíjàre ọkọ mi.
Myths like this have existed for centuries, and thousands have paid the ultimate price with their lives. How do we combat this misinformation that are putting the lives of our people at risk? How do we save a dying child from a disease that shouldn't have happened in the first place, more or less from one that is preventable and curable? For more than a decade now, our organization has led the fight against Buruli Ulcer in Nigeria. Our story is heart-wrenching, devastating, but not entirely hopeless. The search to save a child's life is what keeps us going. The quest for a life without pain for the most vulnerable is our drive to reach the unreached.
My name is Dr. Iloka Ifeanyi Evaristus. I'm the medical officer in charge of Buruli Ulcer patient here in the St. Joseph Hospital, Alexinoku, Anambra State. Here in St. Joseph Hospital, we take care of patients who are inflicted with Buruli Ulcer. These patients are actually usually being harvested from several communities in our country. It is very disheartening that still at this point, 21st century, we still have high burden of Buruli Ulcer, which is one of the neglected tropical diseases ravaging mostly our children and the community. The most disheartening part of it is that Buruli Ulcer is a flesh eater, is actually a destiny destroyer, and it mostly affects children of children usually below 15 years of age, and most of these children have not actually started their life in actual sense.
I am Miro Prince Sunday and say into a local government area. Manam Aminka with 2 January last year. I'm an American from India.
So I'm Mr. Ignatius Uzodemo from Anambra State. So I'm the HOD of the lab here. This is my 25 years here. And Anambra State TB Leprosy Buruli Ulcer focal person. Literally the NTDSCP knows us as Quality Assurance Officer. So that is what I am for the state. And by His grace, the lab consultant to GLRA. So I deputize Moses in all our lab issues. So where we are now is the molecular lab, which was single-handedly financed by GLRA. Where you have this lab in Nigeria for the first time is at NIMA, the acronym NIMA. The full meaning is Nigerian Institute of Medical Research, Yaba, Lagos. Then the second of its type in the entire country is here in St. Joseph. Yesterday, before you people, and I know you taped it, you saw what I did. I collected sample from 3 kids and 1 FNA, fine needle aspirate. And you saw what happened when I was collecting it. And ab initio, the same Alhoda West, we normally have samples from there, and the samples are collected from children within the age limit, 5 to 17 years. But at the end of the day, you see that the results came out to be negative. And that's why GLRA found it wise to send somebody that will go there. My very self will be going to Cross River State to go and mentor them on how to collect sample. Because if you do not collect good sample, the result will not be fine. The collection of a good sample is as a result of you get your good result. That is where I'm going. So you saw what happened yesterday. Even when I probe from the little place I probe, he got to the other end of it and he pierced. And that small boy is just 6 years old. So you people saw it what happened. If I had not done it like that, I would just collect the periphery of the ulcer and think I have done the right thing, which will turn up that the child is positive, but because the sample was not collected the right way, you get a negative result. That was what happened. And another aspect of it again is that, well, this is the most important aspect of it, be able to collect good sample. The end result is what? A good result. And that is what we are after. The most important thing is that the causative agent is a Mycobacterium ulcerans. So it's a family of mycobacterium. For example, the one that causes TB is Mycobacterium tuberculosis. The one that causes leprosy is Mycobacterium leprae. And the one that causes the present disease we are talking about now is Mycobacterium ulcerans. And these are microorganisms, they are gram positives. Okay? So what is happening now is that if this child, if they had earlier came to the right place, they may have been going about in their various places thinking that it was a witchcraft, voodoo, that somebody charmed them. So if they had come here earlier, that contracture you saw, that small boy cannot move, I think, on the leg. The leg cannot be stretched because of what we call contracture. But by his grace again, they contracted Dr. Okoye that normally come here. He's a plastic surgeon, so he will take care of it. So if they had come earlier, that child would not be in that stage now. Because early detection and it will lead to early cure.
Through our program, many children and adults have benefited from corrective surgery to correct or minimize deformity, skin grafting, or amputation in extreme cases. With our partnership with referral hospitals, these surgeries are done at no cost to the patients with support from our partners. It shouldn't have gotten to this point, and we wish nobody has to go through this pain. We are doing everything possible to nip it in the bud and bring awareness and remedy to our endangered communities.
Good day, everyone. We are currently at St. Benedict's TVL Nigerian Center in Ogoja. We just performed 3 surgeries today related to some neglected childhood diseases. We had to do splenectomy and a flap for a child who had chronic stomatitis from Buruli Ulcer and 2 amputations from leprosy. Such complications would actually be avoided if these things are detected early and treatment started so that they can have a more favorable outcome. Thank you very much.
It is said that children are great imitators, so give them something great to imitate.
I'm very impressed because most of them, at times when they come in with they look haggard, they look sicky, they look very bad, rejected. But when going back, they go happily. We have some videos and some pictures that covers them when they are going. There's a big difference when they go.
According to UNICEF, 1 in every 5 of the world's out-of-school children is in Nigeria. Diseases like Buruli Ulcer contribute to these staggering statistics. It doesn't just stop them from going to school. It hurts their community's inclusion. They can't play with their fellow children, nor participate in all children's activities. Many at critical stages never recover from this scar, and they are too young to bear such a scar.
So my name is Buruli Ulcer. I'm the second mistress of State School to Otasenga. I have a class, my form class is primary 4, and I want to appreciate this program because since we were not aware of this program, but as they come and intervene some of these our peoples that were infected of this sickness. Since then, we've not been seeing the sickness again. And before now, we were having many of them, but as they come intervening, taking care of them, they are healthy now. They can come back to school. Even to some of our parents, they took them inside the community. They showed them, and many of them that were also affected of these same diseases, they are all right. Through them, they are healthy. They are well.
My name is Dr. Tony Mecca. I am a medical advisor to German Leprosy and TB Relief Association in Nigeria, and I am the medical advisor in charge of the Buruli Ulcer and other skin and TBs project. Before the persons affected by Buruli Ulcer leave the hospital, we try to teach them self-care, and because these are the activities they need to carry out at home to ensure that the problem does not reoccur. And this self-care will include the care of their scar, because the scar of Buruli Ulcer is an unstable scar, and if not taken care of over a long period of time, they will definitely break down what we call scar dehiscence. Then beside that, for those who had things like the skin grafting, you really need to ensure that you manage the area very, very well, and we usually give them some oiling agents like the shea butter, which we call okuba in the local balance. Where that is not available, we recommend the low cell Vaseline, which they will have to apply a number of times over the day in order to reassure that the skin gets back to its, at least to a reasonable resilience. Beyond that too, we go back to ensure that those things they are taught, that they do that. So that informs the community visits you have seen us do, from time to time. And as a matter of fact, this is recommended by the program, and it ought to take place for at least 12 months, in other words, 1 year. And what do you do with such visits? You try to ensure that the persons have been reintegrated in the community. You try to ensure that for those children who actually left the school because of this condition, they have been reinstated back to school. And again, you look at what they do when they get back home in terms of nutrition. You try to ensure that you refresh their minds on those things you say that they should do in terms of ensuring that they take adequate nutrition. So these are the things that we do in the community follow-up, and we encourage them to continue to communicate with us should they see anything that they do not understand, anything that is untoward, in and around their bodies or around the areas of the previous ulcers. They should contact us. So these are the things, and by doing that, you keep them abreast the program, and at the same time, you try to make them feel wanted again and feel connected with the society. Because beyond talking to them, you still have to discuss with the community people to ensure that they understand the importance of reintegration in the community, so that whatever social segregation or stigmatization such persons have suffered in the past should not continue and should not be allowed to continue now that they have returned to the community. You equally use it to, again, stimulate ongoing community surveillance for this disease by doing a further enlightenment of the community members, the family members, and all of that, to ensure that they look out for these diseases and they find them early, and they ensure that when they find it, they refer them for proper management, so that we will reduce the level of disability, we will reduce the level of burden We will reduce the level of school dropout. We will equally reduce the level of retrogression in the career path and in the overall economic situation of the patient, the family members, and the community at large. So these are the things that we do. So as you can see, here, wherever we go, we carry the program people along. So you can see most of the time, you have the district Buruli Ulcer officers. Here we call them tuberculosis, Buruli Ulcer, and leprosy supervisors. These people, we work with them to ensure that even when we have come back, because they live within the communities, they continue to keep in touch with these people to ensure that nothing goes wrong again after the person has been managed. So these are the few things we need to let people know about these scary disease known as Buruli Ulcer. Thank you.
The treatment of the clinical stages of Buruli Ulcer takes months, and patients have to stay in the hospital for that long. As part of our program, we got the assistance of teachers who regularly comes to teach the children under our care. This is part of our effort to make sure they don't miss out on their studies.
My name is Father Jerome Mukafo. I'm the administrator of St. Joseph's Hospital, others in Nuku, in Anambra State of Nigeria. I want to thank Kimi Akem Jamni, who are the major funders of the project we have come to be associated with. I want to thank DAO, GRA, who are the major implementers of this project, and the Red who have recently come on board. I want to thank the Catholic Diocese, the Bishop of Ulcer Diocese, Most Reverend Buruli Ulcer, who have provided the structures for this project to run in our diocese, in our hospital. This project, this Kimi Aken funded project in our hospital has given life and restored hope to so many children in Nigeria. For those hundreds of children in Nigeria, some of them have dropped out of school because of this EU ulcer problem that they had. Some of them are even reformed. But this project has restored their hope and given them back their life. And from time to time we go and talk to them and see how joyful, how happy they have come to appreciate this what the program has done for them. So on behalf of these children and our nurses and doctors who have acquired so much skill through this project, I want to say thank you, Kimi. Thank you, Dow. Thank you, Red Ed, and I've just come on board. And thank you, the Catholic Bishop of Ulcer, Most Reverend Buruli Ulcer.
The National Coordinator for the National Tuberculosis, Buruli Ulcer and Leprosy Control Program, NTBLCP, Dr. Chukwuma Anyike, was on a state visit to St. Joseph Hospital, Adazi-Nugu. He took his time to visit all the Buruli Ulcer patients, learning about the patients, history of their cases, and level of treatment. He was thrilled with what we are doing and the impact of our project. He gave out the classic Chinua Achebe's Things Fall Apart, which is now our traditional gift book.
I'm particularly thrilled with what I have seen coming to St. Joseph's Hospital. One thing is very important. The
desire for what is going on and the passion I've seen from the Reverend Father to the staff, and also it was validated by the patients I've seen. They've gone beyond taking care of the health down to the mental aspect of it, and also even extending towards the care of the family members that have come to take care of the sick ones. It's obvious that Buruli Ulcer is a problem in the country and it's been underreported. And it spans across all the states, especially in the southern part of the country. And I think it should be taken beyond what we are seeing here. Never Leprosy Mission has done a lot. And I must say that a lot of what is being done, I'm sorry, is not being reported at national level. So my coming here has exposed a lot of things, and I promise to take it up with my principal officers because I'm in charge of the tuberculosis, leprosy, and Buruli Ulcer. A lot has been said about tuberculosis, marginally on leprosy, but none has already been said about Buruli Ulcer. So my coming here is timing and it's very apt. So I'm particularly happy with what I'm seeing from the care of the patients and to the diagnostic platform, the molecular lab. And I think we do our best to make sure that this is sustained, if not moving further from here. I see Buruli Ulcer as a low-hanging fruit that Nigeria can step on, and it will also show that we are very dogged in whatever we believe in as a country. We have done it in polio, we've done it in other, and I think we can do it in Buruli Ulcer.
There is nothing more profound than seeing these children back on their feet, playing and making friends again. Life was once grim for them. Lost hope, shattered dreams, and had nowhere to go. Partnering with Kimi and the AHW has helped us shine the light on their path to a brighter future. Many cases are still largely unreported, and there is so much work to be done. We cannot do it alone.
My name is Dr. Mabel Emudiaga-Okweri. I'm the program manager for the tuberculosis, leprosy, and Buruli Ulcer control program in Bayelsa State, the South region of Nigeria. So just want to say thank you to the funders of the project. Since inception, when this program came into the States, there's been tremendous success that has been noted. We've been able to meet and address cases of children. For more than 50 children have been attended to. Those that dropped out of school have been able to go back to school. Those that were in the community and were being looked down on are back in the community and looking healthy and back to their normal lives. So we just want to say a big thank you, and we hope that this impact will continue for more years and to impact more people.
Thank you, Kimi. Thank you,